Hello, world. My name is Stephen Hensley, and today is Saturday, November 27th. If I can get my bad hair day to go away. Whatever. Today is Saturday, November 27th, 2021. It is 11:35 a.m., and the intention, expectation, and goal for this video or event are just to attempt to brainstorm and come up with some ideas around my life and around storytelling and what I'd like to do with my life and myself and my energy and time and so forth, etc. I've been studying a lot into self help for a number of years, and I've thought about wanting to become like a something along the lines of a success or a life coach. But I don't know if that's really what I want to do. But it's something along the lines of that, along with wanting to be a shaman and a Sherpa. There's a whole lot of like I'm wanting to create my own archetype essentially. I'm wanting to create my own business, and I want it to be something to do with like helping people express themselves and some sort of like enlightenment or some sort of like I want to help people feel different and then better. I know that sounds kind of silly, but I help people feel good just like in a different sort of way and make them feel better than that. Like help them feel better from like their symptoms. So it's like I'd like to be able to like work with hypnotherapy and neurolinguistics like Tony Robbins does to like sort of reach into people and pull out toxins and disease and limiting beliefs and behaviors and recondition and uh like educate the nervous system and body to behave more in accordance with the will of the patient. If that makes sense. So essentially, I want to have faith in uh, creating greater free will in my patients or in the my clients and audience and stuff. Uh, I want to help people feel uh, more free and relieved and like relaxed and uh, better, just in an overall general statement than when before they met me. I want to do that with people I meet, like kind of like entering a room and wanting to keep it cleaner than when you first walked in. Like that's like a rule you can use is like never exit a room without leaving it cleaner than when you entered it, or like whatever. Make sure to clean up your mess. You know what I mean? Uh, but there's a lot that like I want to have faith in. I want to create my own archetype, as I was saying before, for my hero's journey. I want to make a game out of this somehow, like a role playing game. I'd like to create like a multi-mass online role playing game that is like a mixed reality game where you use your like you use your mobile devices and your computer and stuff to document uh, your statistics and create movement in the game. Like I want to create a game that's kind of like a fantasy football, but for the audience. So it's not about tracking the stats of the football players. It's about tracking your own stats, kind of like exercising and dieting. I want to find like more of a way to document uh, other things than diet and exercise. So I want that to be part of my game. So my game is to uh, condition a lifestyle. I really want to deeply get into lifestyle design and engineering. Like engineering in general, I want to get into, but like I want to engineer lifestyles and like you'll help people live those lifestyles. Lifestyles of the rich and the famous, you know what I mean? Because essentially, it's I see it as psychosemantic, as mind over matter, and something that's totally obtainable, but like and sustainable. It's obtainable and sustainable. You have to be willing to put in the work. Um, Unfortunately, I'm a lazy bastard. I've always had everything sort of given to me by my family. I've had to work for very little, and that's something I've been super embarrassed of my entire life because it's like I just wanted to be a hard worker and be able to work for everything I have. Uh, just because it's like a nice pride to have, but it's also a nice pride to have that like my family worked hard and like did stuff for me because like they love me and stuff like that. It's like really uh, sort of just a different sort of fortunate way or a different sort of fortune. I don't know. But it's like I want to model my family uh, and like the way they've uh, kind of created our reality so I can sort of take over when it's time. And I want to have faith in like uh, basically like learning how to make money because I've never been able to make money. I've never been able to like earn money on my own. Like any money I've earned through having a job. I haven't done it through entrepreneurial pursuits. That's what I want to do. Is like I want to be a serial entrepreneur. I want to be able to be uh, wise, witty, and like a good hustler. I want to be able to like get shit done. I want to be a get shit done guy and a good like a happy medium. If that makes sense. So, like I want to be able to like be uh like a user friendly sort of person, as my dad would say. I want to be user friendly and I want to be able to get shit done on levels that like other people would only dream of. I have great influencers and educators or teachers throughout my life because I have the internet and stuff. So I've had like the best teaching in the world throughout my life as far as I'm concerned. Uh, One of my favorite teachers is Tony Robbins. He's someone who I look up to quite a lot and want to model from quite a lot, or have over the years. I listen to a lot of his stuff that I can find just on YouTube and stuff. Um, I really want to be uh, listening to his advice and his techniques and his sciences and so forth. Things that he suggests are helpful or important or worth listening to. He's helped a lot of people. I haven't helped as many people as I'd like to. Um, so something I'd like to model from him is like his ability to help people in mass. Uh, I don't know how I'm gonna have faith in attracting an audience that big or that fortunate, but like that's what I want to have faith in doing. I want to have faith in creating like a really cool uh, dream for myself and my family. I want to listen to things like Merrily Life is but a dream" as a literal statement, and live life as a lucid dream, as me creating my reality. I want to be confident and lucid in that. I want to be conscious and aware of like all this beauty that's in the world, and like live life as like the craziest dream that can be lived. I want to live it like a game. I want to look at it like a game, and I want to document it as a game so others can pick it up at a young age and uh, like basically run with it. I want to have faith in creating like a science out of this and helping people for the rest of my life live their dreams and live healthy and uh, like excellent lives, like just really like outstanding lives. That's my mission in life, is to create like world peace, peace on earth and heaven on earth the best I can with those who I can come in contact with. I want to leave an impression on people's lives as if I'm a positive role model in their lives and in their realities. I hope to be something of remembrance or recollection to people. Like I want people to remember me, and I want to have faith in like healing people's problems and stuff. I want to be a problem solver. This is stuff I think about quite a lot. I meditate a lot on like how can I solve problems in the world, because I'm not very uh, like athletic or tone. Anyway, I'm not good at using my body in like any way. I'm a good thinker, kind of. I like to meditate and pray a lot, and I have a whole lot of like confidence in a whole lot of what I do in my work, I guess you could say. I just have to be like more outgoing and out loud about my beliefs and my opinions and what I want from the world. Kind of like ask and it's given, seek and ye shall find. That's how I believe the mind works and the body works, based on like goal setting. And that's what I've heard a lot of people say, like Tony Robbins and stuff. People like in self-help will suggest that it's something along the lines of like the law of attraction, or like setting certain standards for yourself for you to amount to and accomplish. And it's about like constant and everlasting progress, like or what Tony Robbins calls KNI, constant, never-ending improvement. So it's like I want to have faith in developing my confidence in my art and my sciences, and like I really want to be a content creator in the world and an innovator and like someone who's ahead of the curve. I want to be very progressive and talented. I want to be seen as someone who is a good role model and a good courage for the youth and a good image for America. I'd love to run for president someday. I just don't see that being something very likely to happen. I'm not very confident in that, but like I would love to be able to bring like a whole another light or like perspective to the White House. Just because like I'd never heard of a president that was in special ed and stuff like that. I want to just really overcome any sort of stigma I have from any sort of past experience that may be lingering or whatever like that. Like I was made fun of a lot, I think, and super embarrassed as a kid for the fact that I was in special ed. And I was really super kind of embarrassed of my family because my family owned a board and care home for the elderly. And so, like, when I was a kid, I was quite ashamed and embarrassed of my family's work. And I really wish, well, I'm really bothered or upset with myself nowadays, now that I'm older. I wish I would have believed my family more instead of being ashamed. Uh, my family could have used my help more and stuff like that instead of me being embarrassed or whatever. I think I helped a little bit, but like I think I could have helped more or not been such a pain in the butt sometimes. That's here nor there. That's in the past. And for the most part, I had a good childhood, and like I'm really happy with things. Uh, I used to think differently. I was in like a really frightening place in my head. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 2014, I think. Um, or maybe 2015, somewhere around there. And so before I was getting my medicine. My head was in a really sort of dark place. It's taken me a lot of meditation, prayer, and self help, and like a lot of like almost like almost as if it was like surgery on my unconscious and my self image, almost like a plastic surgery on my self image, so I could imagine things greater than what my image would allow me in the past. But I don't know. I I've been listening to a lot of, as I said before, a lot of self help books. I listen to like audiobooks from YouTube. So anything that I can find. And one of my favorite books is called Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. It's a book on the self image. The guy was a plastic surgeon uh, in like 30s, 40s, and 50s and 60s. And he talked about discovering the fact that people had a self image or like an imprint in their minds of who they are, and that like he could do plastic surgery, but like they would still see themselves as they were before the plastic surgery. When they looked in the mirror, they wouldn't see any sort of difference or change in their appearance. And so it came to him to conclude to the self image and sort of imprint or tattooing of of physics on the mind. And so it's really quite fascinating because like we being like the audience of Maxwell Maltz in the Psycho-Cybernetics book, uh, anybody who studies self-image and identity, uh, people who listen to self-help or like people like Tony Robbins and stuff like that, um, we get to work with all these phenomena or all these facets of the mind and the body and the soul and spirit. And we all get to do this, but like I'm really fascinated by people who actually take the time to try to educate and better themselves and help others do the same. Pardon me. Uh, a lot of what I'm wanting to do too is like help my family with what I've come to discover. I want to make like digestible bits of information for me to share with my family occasionally here and there as like affirmations or incantations of uh, what I see as heaven on earth and world peace, peace on earth. I want to like help my family retire and stuff like that. But it's gonna take time because I don't have any money and I don't have any prospects or anything like that that I know of. I want to have faith in helping people uh, and being almost like a plastic surgeon of identity and image and lifestyle and stuff. I want to help people live a better life than what uh, they lived before they met me. I think that's what I said earlier. But I don't know how to like necessarily do that just yet. I want to create a game as I was talking about earlier. I call it metaphorical mind chess. It's essentially the game of life, but just like evolved from my uh, perspective or point of view. I want to develop like a theory of physics based on my faith in God and religion and spirituality and everything. I'm a really like open faith person. I'm more of like a spiritual person than I am a religious person. I want to develop my own faith in God and religion and like my own rituals of habit and everything like that instead of being so conditioned by like any sort of mainstream religion. The thing I'm probably closest to is Christianity, being that it was the way I was raised. I've always wanted to create my own religion based on Christianity, uh, but celebrating ourselves as uh, modern prophets and like gods in the flesh. I know it sounds silly, but I hear a lot of artists and stuff refer to themselves as gods, and so I know that it's blasphemous to call yourself God, but I don't think I ever heard anything about referring to ourselves as gods, or as like a child of God. You know what I mean? I thought that's what we were, as we were God's children. That's what Jesus Christ was teaching us. But yeah, I've always wanted to create my own religion or my own sect of religion or my own facet of Christianity. Just have some modern philosophies and stuff like that. Like I always wanted to believe in Scientology until I found out more about Scientology and that it didn't really seem like it had anything to do with science at all. They just like perverted that word. uh, um, I don't know what I would call my faith and religion. I don't know what I'd call my religion if I could create one. Uh, but I want to have faith in openly discussing faith in magic and spirituality and religion, but like world religion and everything like that. I don't want to be so closed minded or closed hearted to reject faith or uh, like potentials of science. I like to explore fantasy and fiction, and so I want to be able to foster that. I am really fascinated by Hollywood and like by the idea of like mind over matter and how we can accomplish so much with like the tools and technologies we have today, but like very few people are actually taking advantage of these things in ways that are like outstanding or beneficial to the mass. And that's all I want to do is promote like holisticism and like holistic thought or like whole whole body, whole mind medicine and spirituality. I want to be as holistic as I can, as I possibly can, because it's like there's just a lot to reality to consider, and I don't expect to be perfect. I just expect everything to be sort of divinated or divine, because that's what I think life is. I think life is a divine experience, and I want to like really work on encouraging that in society for people to see that in themselves and to see that in nature. I know we've had some dark times with COVID and a whole lot of things we see in the media and September 11th, 2001 and stuff like that. It still haunts me. There's just a lot in World War and everything like that. There's a lot that has happened in our history or in history uh, past. But I figured being that we're creating history in the future, presently, we can begin with this being the first day of the rest of our lives, as my uncle would say, and treat it as a uh, whole new experience, and we can focus on it being a peaceful experience instead of it being something we're carrying over from the past or from a past life or whatever. Let's consider this a new life, a new experience, a new opportunity for greatness and achievement. I want to inspire like the world so badly to believe in itself and have faith in uh, the small things, the sentiments in life, and the fact that all the best things in life are free and it's gonna get better. It may get worse before it gets better, but it will get better. It won't stay bad forever. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and we create more of our reality than what we sometimes give ourselves credit for. And so sometimes we have to take personal responsibility for our lives and what we have and be grateful for what we have and be able to kind of move with that like we're dancing, right? It's like a dance or like a game. It's got fluidity to it and movement and it's like anything is capable of happening. Anything is capable of changing. Uh, you just have to have some faith sometimes. As they say, if God closed the door, he opens a window. There's no, uh, really no excuse for a whole lot of uh, behaviors on the earth sometimes. I think, at least. I don't think there's any excuse for a lot of what we see on the news and stuff like that, all the terrorism and there's a lot of rioting and stuff like that that I'm kind of upset with myself. But it does get the attention of the news, and shit goes down because of it. History is made because of the riots and stuff that have gone down in history or in America. I mean, America is pretty uh, well known for uh, its riots and for its pride or whatever. It's pretty intimidating sometimes. I'm a pretty peaceful dude. I don't like to get in fights or get in like uh, confrontations like that. I'm very much into conflict resolve and holisticism, as I was talking about before. So whole body, whole mind medicine, and not violence or insecurity in that way. I feel like everybody can be more confident than being so insecure that you feel you have to be violent or uh, possessive or small. Uh, people deal with a lot in this world and on this earth, and like I just want to help people cope with what they have and help them feel like they deserve better or more when they do. Sometimes people don't have the confidence in themselves to say that they deserve better or they deserve more than what they have. I feel like it's an image issue or a self-esteem thing. I want to help people through that sort of stuff so they can create a new paradigm of reality for themselves and their families and like be able to survive the economy or like any sort of economical issue. That's like part of my mission is to help people become securely confident in the economy so they can survive its weathers and storms. I feel like there's uh, a lot of potential in the world to solve uh, epigenetic issues. I think that's a lot of what I'm wanting to do too is like work with epigenetics and like uh, metaphysics and psychology and the collective unconscious, super unconscious, and the divine akashic record, and like kind of help people through hypnotherapy and neurolinguistics. I'm pretty sure I can kind of like make a dent in the world, like other people have, by telling my side of the story. I feel humans are like really powerful. We're pretty remarkable and we're fascinating to study. It's like it's endless, and you can help yourself and other people by like being willing to open up to problem solving. It can be fun to solve problems like a puzzle. It can be kind of frustrating or antagonizing sometimes. But as long as you stay on like uh, on a roll or whatever, you can like create some really cool stuff in reality. Like God is there to help assist us in like finding out more about society and reality, and the internet is there too to back up your like your downloads or your channelings from God. Um, like I want to work with God and the angels and the spirit guides and stuff in order to create change in the world. I want to be a medium and channel to help people experience things that are like seemingly beyond this reality or beyond this world in some way. I've kind of had that experience myself with some of what I've studied on the internet of uh, people that are kind of far out and like are professional channels and mediums and stuff like that. And like some people don't believe in them, some people do believe in them. I want to have faith and I want to be able to be a medium and channel. I have faith in myself that I can be that. I can. Like that stuff is possible. Uh, I think my background supports me in that. I grew up in a boarding care home uh, where like the elderly came to retire and pass away sometimes. Um, hospice or whatever. Uh, and I really like I really want to have faith in like being capable of creating impromptu like parables, like parable stories, uh, kind of like Aesop's fables, or like the stories that Jesus Christ would tell uh, his audience or followers. I really admire Jesus Christ for what he had accomplished on this earth thousands of years ago. Uh, I'm really looking forward to like a second coming of Christ or other Christ-like figures in the world. I believe that's like a freedom we have is to explore those paradigms of reality and seek being like a Christ-like being ourselves. I feel like that's something that we can ask God for, we can pray for, and that can be gifted to us in some way. I feel like we can be Christ-like beings by doing the right thing and kind of following the golden rule of do unto others as you would wish to have done unto you. I know that doesn't work if you're say a masochistic person, you're wanting to be a terrorist or whatever. Uh, but I guess if that is the case, you can become an MMA fighter or something and box it out in the boxing ring. That's why I like American freedom. There's a whole lot of stuff that can be done. You can go fight in war. You can become a police officer. There's a lot of things in like the martial arts that like uh, people can do legitimately and find confidence in. Uh, but I don't know if it's all over the planet like that or if it's just America. I'm pretty sure it's mostly America and other first world countries. Like I don't know what Iraq is like because like I don't really want to pay attention to it. But I think it's like one of the worst places on this planet, probably. I'm not super sure. I get so frightened for all like the people who are innocent there who are tortured by terrorists or villains or all the evil people. I don't know why God would ever have faith in creating that sort of uh, experience in history, like World War and stuff, or like Hitler, the Nazi Party. That's where it's like I get really, really confused with God and uh, and like human freedoms and everything. Because sometimes I feel like it goes way too far, but then again, it's like reality is sort of a social experiment or like a simulation of sorts. We don't really know what's going to happen, and there's people who are like more powerful than us in government and in politics and stuff like that throughout history. I don't think it's like that so much anymore because, like, I don't know, I feel like we have a greater standing between, like, the people and the government to where it's like democracy, at least here in the United States of America. There's a lot more respect for people here than there are in other countries, than there is in other countries. I really want to I don't know. I really want to discover like the meaning of life, kind of, and attempt to kind of like out of sight, out of mind, like all the negative stuff, like World War and criminal terror and stuff like that, and focus on like enlightening things or positive things in the world. Uh, I think there's a lot of potential for that in reality. I know it's a little like neglectful, but like I don't really like the news so much. I could do a lot better without it, I think. Uh, I can't completely ignore the news because it seeps to me through whatever I'm looking at. It seems like I hear about it somehow. So it's like I'm gonna have to discover like my role in this world with like all the media and stuff and see like where does I belong. I wish I understood where I belonged in this world, but I never really felt at home or like super confident in myself. Do I feel like it was like kind of what I feel like other people experience in their lives, I guess. I haven't had a whole lot of like confident experiences or successes in my life that I can like reference or call on. So it's like I'd like to create more instances of that kind of thing in my life. Kind of like preparation meets opportunity. I'd like to prepare for great opportunities in reality and in the world, and I want to have faith in helping people open up to that sort of thing too. There's a lot of people with, like I said before, image and esteem issues. And I want to basically teach uh, through spirituality and stuff like that, like mind over matter, and help people overcome their ideas and some of their confidence in some of their conclusions, and help people open up to greater potentials in reality and like what we sometimes will focus on when we're a little bit uh, out of balance or upset or when we're young or uninformed. I really want to be able to do all this like spiritual stuff and educational stuff. I also want to like write screenplays and record music or produce music. I want to do a whole bunch of artsy spiritual stuff. I'm not sure how to go about doing it. So I'm going to have to ask God for guidance and uh, and strength and powers beyond my own understanding or imagination so I can help people on this earth. And I sort of hope that, like, I'm not alone in the world like it feels like I am sometimes. I know I'm not, like, I know better. I know, like, sometimes that I'm not alone in the world. Is sometimes I feel lonely or stressed out or like unheard or seen. And that's not uncommon. That's pretty common, I think. I think it's pretty common for people to feel uh, unheard or unseen in reality. There's so much going on. There's so much chaos in the world in reality that like it's easy to uh, oversee or not see something, like have a blind spot towards something, or like not see something for what it is when you're in a rush, when you're in a hurry or rushing. But not everybody has the time to meditate or pray or focus on uh, problems like I do. And so I want to have faith in like sacrificing any sort of what I can to solving problems on this earth in reality so that like I can sleep better at night. Because I think that's what's going to help me sleep better at night is helping people solve problems. Because that weighs on me at night that like I'm not helping enough people. And so I want to be a problem solver. I just don't know what that means really. I don't really know how to go to school for being a problem solver. Um, I don't think that's really something that's taught in higher education or in school. Well, I guess it is grade school is problem solving, and then like higher education is a little bit more refined or focused. It's like less general, more principle. I don't know. I missed a lot out on a lot of school. I dropped out of school in seventh grade, so I wasn't really paying attention before that. So it's like I didn't really gain from school the same way other people really had the majesty of education. I missed out on a lot of stuff just because, like, I'm good, thank you. Um, I I missed out on a lot of stuff because being sick and stuff, being a schizophrenic. I was sick a lot when I was a kid, and we didn't know what it was for the longest time. But now everything's looking up, everything's getting better. Uh, it's getting better and better each and every day, each and every way. And I can attest to that. I feel it. And I feel much lighter than what I have in many years as far as like my headspace goes or like the weight on my shoulders goes. Uh, I feel like I've solved a lot of problems with my own stuff through meditation and prayer. And now it's like time for me to start helping uh, other individuals in reality with what I've discovered. We're capable of so much as a species, and I think people get in awe of that all the time. and sometimes get down on themselves for not being like another person. And that's something that I struggle with all the time, is being uh, kind of overwhelmingly jealous of people I see on television or on the internet or in reality who are successful and like have their shit together and like have like a whole lot of attention paid to them and stuff like that. I just like it. Uh, it's almost like in a petty way. I see it like God is paying special attention to some of his children and not to some of his other children. And it's like I want to have faith in spreading the love or spreading around that attention. Um, I want to have faith in uh, sharing people that don't feel like they're talented or have a lot to share with the world. I want to share their stories with the world because I want to believe that like there's a lot of stuff going on in reality and in the world that's better than what people gift themselves, and want to have faith in helping people become more confident uh, in their dreams. I want to believe that dreams are meant to be lived and not uh, squandered. Sometimes I feel like maybe they need to be corrected because of like people's perverted dreams and stuff like that. We have like a whole lot of culture to kind of like educate us about uh, what's expected of us in society. I'm very thankful for that sort of stuff. We're civilized beings on Earth, or in a lot of society. Um, there's a whole lot of uncivilized behavior uh, when it comes to people not being on camera. Sometimes people are caught on camera being bad or whatever you want to call it. Uh, I want to have faith in uh, facing my fears and overcoming a lot of like uh, my past and my feelings. I've had a lot of like weird feelings and like a lot of bad experiences in my past when it comes to my schizophrenia and my hallucinations and things. Um, One thing I've discovered that helps is like creating like a narration or like taking over the narration that's in my unconscious and working with it and like basically becoming like a author of my consciousness and of my reality instead of being a victim to circumstance and my bad dreams. I really want to have faith in helping people with my life story and my arts and sciences. I've done a whole lot of hard work to discover a whole lot of cool stuff in reality, and I'm just not sure how to share it yet. I think humans are super fascinating, and I want to like basically study us from a uh, perspective or point of view of being an outsider or an alien or something, so that I can think of it a little bit I'm studying another species. That helps me put me in a mindset of scientist. At least it helps me. I don't know if it helps anybody else, but it's helpful for me to uh, put myself into an act or a character or perspective or point of view being different or in contrast to the rest of humanity. I felt that way my entire life. I felt sort of alienated or outside or outcasted, and it's all because of the story I've been telling myself and others. That's where I am as an outcast and outsider. Where I'm just another human being. I'm not really that outcast or outside. I'm a little bit of a recluse or an antisocial person, a bit of a hermit. But it's because of my studies. I really tend to like to study or educate myself rather than play in society or in reality, because I feel like it's a waste of time sometimes. And it can be kind of dangerous because people are uh, acclimated to doing drugs and stupid things. And I don't want to surround myself with those kinds of people anymore. I don't want to be that kind of person. I kind of want to be that person, to be honest with you, but my greater senses or higher mind is suggesting that I don't be like that. I'm super fascinated with the idea of being a shaman and studying drugs and kind of the veil of uh, of the world or of the cosmos and uh, consciousness and all that stuff. I love the idea of being high on mushrooms or on high on acid or on ecstasy and just enjoying myself. I want to get high on mushrooms and acid and ecstasy and get drunk and then document my experience, because it's I don't know, it's just fascinating to me. I want to know where it is I go when I'm released of ambitions like that, or whatever the term is. Um, I really want to study these things like Terence McKenna did. I'm really hyper fascinated by drug culture and the society or culture that kind of supports that stuff. I'm not as much of a fan of the police or of the military and government trying to control us. Um, Population control is hardcore. I'm much more of a fan of anarchy, and that's what I'd like to vote for is uh, anarchy. But I don't think people really understand it the same way as it exists. It's a self-governed society instead of being governed by a private party or a public party or whatever it is, being controlled by a party. It's like we're self-controlled. We have like our tribal ways. I'm much more into like tribal society. I am into uh like I don't know what to call it, high society. I don't really know. But I'm way into like archaic tribal shit and like want to know more about our ancestry and where we're going in history than I am into that I am interested in like fashion or anything like that. Like there's a lot of people who are distracted by things that are here and now and going and they're like fleeting. I'm hyper fascinated by things that have been here for hundreds and thousands and millions of years, like the stars and constellations and like astrotheology and astrology and uh, psychology and physics and mathematics and sciences and artwork. I'm not so interested in like NASA. I'm not so interested in like a whole lot of like I don't know. I don't know how I explain it. But I'm not interested in a whole lot of stuff. I'm interested in a whole lot of other stuff. It's like it's hard to kind of explain to me because like it's not as popular. I'm interested in stuff that tends to be less popular than like a whole lot of stuff that's in like mainstream society. I don't know why. I'm just like sort of old soul like that. I'm kind of like just sort of different in that way, I guess. Or maybe I'm the same in that way with people who'd relate to me. But like, I don't know. I want to relate. I want to be able to relate to everybody. I don't know why I wouldn't be able to relate to everybody. We're all only human, or we're all only alive, or we're all only life, I should say. Um, I can relate really well to animals, and I have a harder time relating to people because I'm so shy and like I've always sort of like kept to myself. I don't know if it has to do with my schizophrenia or what it is, but it's like I get overwhelmed really easily by being around people. I'm an what's it called? I'm an introvert. I had heard somewhere a long time ago that introverts are like worn out or exhausted by extroverts or being around public or crowds and stuff like that. Like introverts are their energy is drained by being around certain people or whatever, where they get tired. That's how I feel. Is like I feel like I get tired being around my family and stuff like that. They're very outgoing people and like very mission oriented. they have like a goal in their mind, and they know how to like go about uh, attempting to achieve it. Um, I'm a lot more lackadaisical. I'm very lazy, and like I like to think a lot. And I like to just let the day pass me by like I'm a cat or something. I am a Leo, and so that might be a coincidence, or like it may be like a serendipitous synchronicity sort of thing. I don't really know. I don't really tend to believe in happenstance or like coincidence. I tend to believe more in synchronicity or things coming into sync, like what Socrates suggested or said that learning is actually remembering, and so it's it's almost as if we're like revisiting a subject or a topic when we research it. I feel that way too. It's like when you find something that you're passionate about, it seems like you have like some sort of knowledge of it that's beyond time and space. At least it can be that way. Like sometimes with people with musical instruments and stuff like that, sometimes people can pick up a music instrument and have like an instant like relationship with it and like understand its mechanics and inner workings really well without ever having studied it or researched it before. It's just something in our souls, I think, or in our DNA. I don't really know how to explain a whole lot of stuff. I just really want to have faith in like experiencing a whole lot of stuff. And so it's like I want to experience more than I want to explain. But I do want to document my experience on this earth while I'm here for those who care or are interested. I want to have faith in being a good host and entertainer to those who I'm entertaining and hosting here in my reality or in my events or in my event. I have a dream I created this event I called the Orion and Iron Lion event as a Judgment Day thing. It's like a public confessional for people because I was like trying to get people to realize that uh, it's those sorts of things are trying to come up like a Freudian slip. And so I had a dream I put people and myself under a truth spell and under oath, so we couldn't escape our fate, but we could work with it. And I don't know, it was a crazy ass dream. I had a dream that I was like that I was God, and I had a dream that I was Christ, and that like I created heaven, and like I was trying to discover whether or not I created the earth because that was what I had heard is that like God created the heavens and the earth. I was tripping out because I had thought I'd created heaven, and so I was like, "Whoa, am I God? And I did I create heaven and the earth? Am I just here as an incarnation of human or as a human being?" And my conclusion is that it's blasphemous to call yourself God, and like, no. I think if I were God, I'd be able to create all kinds of crazy ass miracles on this earth or in reality, and I wouldn't be having to suffer the way I do by watching the news. Because, like, there's just a lot of, like, offensive things in the world or in reality that happen and that get captured by the news. Uh, but then there's a lot more that happens behind closed doors that doesn't get captured by the news. Humans frighten me quite a lot. Like what happens behind closed doors, kind of like what they say happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But like I get really, really concerned about like what's happening behind closed doors of like corporations and big business. I guess I should have a little bit more confidence in my fellow man. But like I don't know, I get really insecure about some things because I feel like people are stupid sometimes and sort of forget about us as like a I don't know, kind of as a family. I've always looked at like humanity as a family, but like beyond that, all life as a family because we're created by God. At least that's my worldview of reality. Is that God is the creator of life, and that like we're all God's children, and so we should be created. We should be treated equally, at least like to some degree. It's understandable that there's like a hierarchy on Earth or in reality in the world for like you know uh, like security reasons or whatever you want to say. And then there's like a hierarchy of species and the food chain and stuff like that that is kind of trippy. I'm happy to be a human and that we're on the top of the food chain for the most part. And nothing really seeks to eat us other than like sometimes sharks or lions or whatever will eat us. It's not really on purpose. It's just like I don't know. As accidents happen. Um, in other words, like lions and sharks don't crave human meat. They just like sometimes mistake us for something else, something tasty. Um, so I don't really know what it is I'm looking for. I'm looking for like a way to earn an economy, like a way to earn money, like a like a I can't remember what it's called. It's like I really, really want to provide something like some sort of product to the earth. I think I want to create self help products super badly. So it's like I really want to create like or discover a strategy or a tactic to do such things. I really love social networking. I find myself social networking quite a lot, even though I don't really have like too many friends or followers or whatever. I have a couple people that read what I post on Facebook. That's about it. I get super like discouraged sometimes and I'm not speaking to like a mass of people when there's so many people who are doing that right now in modern times. There's a lot of people who have amassed an audience and discovered a whole lot about like the reality by doing so, and I haven't been able to figure out how to do that yet. I haven't figured out how to uh, attract an audience. I haven't learned like the magic words or things to say that are attractive or pretty or helpful or whatever it is that my audience is looking for. Like I'm not really sure how to like find an audience. But I'm really like I need 1,000 followers on my YouTube so I can start using my iPad and iPhone and stuff like that to record mobilely. I don't have an iPhone yet, but once I get an iPhone, uh, I really want to like be a professional blogger, but I want to be like the star of the show and not. I don't want to be like writing my blogs or like behind the computer anymore. I want to be in front of the camera like an actor, but I want to be exploring reality and consciousness, art and sciences and stuff as like a public figure. I want to create myself to be a celebrity, kind of like Bill Nye the Science Guy or something. There's so much that I want from the world and from God and reality and myself and my audience or from God's children. I don't know how to like have my needs met. That's one of my biggest problems, and I feel like a lot of people's biggest problem is like knowing how to have their needs met. It's hard to like be confident in having needs and relying on another human being to fulfill those things. It takes a lot of like trust and like openness to like get there. I have needs as a man, but I don't know if they're like super ordinary. I have basic needs, but I also have needs like a businessman, and I don't know how to like have faith in fulfilling these needs. But I'm assuming God knows what my needs are, and He's heard my prayers and everything over the years. He knows exactly like what's good for me and what it is I'm craving. So He gave me my cravings. He gave me my fantasies and philosophies for a reason. And hopefully I'll be like relieved of some of these things uh, in due time. Because I don't like a lot of my past hallucinations and feelings and things like that as I've gone through uh, exploration of my consciousness and my unconscious and like the world or whatever. As I explored the multi dimensions or the astral planes or whatever you want to call them. I'd like to start downloading and channeling things that are more useful and more positive for the world. I think I need to go through like training a little bit, like boot camp. That's why it was like hell to me. I had a lot of time to like look myself in the mirror and like really question myself and my intentions and where I was going with my life and reality. I need to do that more. I need to face my reflection and really question my expectations and my intentions and my will and like see where I'm trying to take my heart. Am I trying to go to heaven or hell kind of thing, you know what I mean? I think I want to go to heaven, but like sometimes I think I'm going to hell for my fantasies and my feelings and stuff. I don't know how real any of that is, like any of those feelings or thoughts. I think they're more potentials than they are reality. And so I want to realize a greater reality and greater potentials than what I've seen in my past. I think I still have time to kind of question and vote for better for myself and my family and my loved ones and audience and everything. I want to have faith in the golden age and like being a god in the golden age. That means a lot to me. Like, I want to be able to help people, like, be a miracle worker. And like, I see that shit every day from certain celebrities or certain public figures or whatever. Even though, like, doctors and police officers and nurses and first responders are all heroes to me and like gods like that. Um, I want to be more of like an easygoing character on this earth or in the world. Um, I think my life is kind of like a joke in contrast and comparison to like a whole lot of other people's lives. My life is not nearly as serious as other people's lives are. And I want to like celebrate that a little bit. I feel like I have a lot to offer the world as a character in this reality. I just feel like I have to sort of let go and let God and like sort of become one with my higher self to get there. I have to become greater enlightened and freer from my inhibitions and my thoughts and my limiting beliefs and like behaviors and stuff. I feel as though as soon as I like overcome some things, I'll have a lot to offer the world. But until I overcome my like problems or insecurities or whatever, I'm not much use to anybody. I think it's maybe helpful for me to share my life story with people or whatever to help them feel better about their reality too. Um, I feel like God has done an extraordinary job of creating history, and I'm hoping for great things for myself and my family. I'm hoping for great things for yourself and your family, and for the rest of the world too. I think there's a lot of stuff that breaks down to being psychosemantic or mind over matter. Just like that Maxwell Maltz book, Psycho-Cybernetics, and the image, the self-image, where it like, if something doesn't fit in with your identity or your self-image, you'll reject it. Your consciousness will reject it, and your body will reject it, like a placebo or nocebo effect, or like how someone can reject an organ through an organ transplant. Um, I just feel like there's a lot that I have to like share with everyone. I'm not sure how to get there yet, but I'm sure being it's a goal of mine, God and I will figure it out. It's something that we can figure out together. I think He's going to help me come up with a way to approach everybody and help me break through to my audience, uh, my expectations and intentions, and help me have the strength and the will to carry forward this mission of creating world peace, peace on earth and heaven on earth, no matter how difficult it is. If people can deal with diseases and stuff throughout their lives, I can deal with trying to convince the world that they can have peace. I want to believe in creating uh, greater expectations for myself than what other people understand I can accomplish. I don't want to be afraid of change. I don't want to fear anything. I want to remember life as being a courageous thing, something that's fearless. That fear is something more like false evidence appearing real than it is something to be concerned about. There's all sorts of irrational fears and things that we've developed in society and have since we were children, uh, that we can overcome and get over with our consciousness or with our conscious mind and will, um, or with a little bit of therapy. I feel like with therapy, we can accomplish so much on this earth. Um, we just have to be willing to change, or we have to want to change. That's one of the biggest obstacles of therapy is people not wanting to change their reality or not wanting to change themselves and being stubborn. Uh, I'm like that. Like, I'm very stubborn and I'm not going to want to change. Uh, but there's things that I want in my life and reality. They're going to force me to grow up and change and kind of like molt or shed my past like a exoskeleton or like a skin, like dead skin. And I just don't know what that's going to look like or what that when it will happen. But I feel it's going to happen. I feel like there's change in the air. Like, I'm going to have faith in concluding to something uh, major. Like, I feel like there's something big on the horizons or on the horizon for me. Um, and it's something I've been preparing myself for my entire life. I feel like it's like my opportunities as a human being to have a career or a profession. I feel like that's gonna dawn on me sometime eventually soon of what it is I can do for this earth or for the world. Uh, as like someone who just has access to the internet and not much else. I want to be a really good storyteller. And I want to help people with my voice or with my efforts. You know what I mean? I really, really want to have faith and bring some light into this world. I really inspire a lot from Jesus Christ. I admire Jesus Christ and the Christ figures throughout history a lot. I feel like through and through, kind of like Buddha said, I think I'm one with everything, but I don't think I'm any different than anybody else. I think we're all like entangled or connected throughout history, like through quantum entanglement. That's like one of the leading theories in physics or in modern physics is like uh, things like quantum physics and quantum entanglement. There's a lot of like things in spirituality and philosophy and like religion and stuff like that that science is beginning to come across and prove. Like the idea of oneness, like we are one, and that's like one of the trippiest experiences in reality, I think, is oneness. We're like one with everything because like that's like the unified field and quantum entanglement. It's like not everything is as it appears to be. Everything is as it is. If that makes sense, it is as it stands scientifically, but it never is what it appears to be, or very often it isn't what it appears to be. It's something way more complicated. Sometimes it's simply what it appears to be. And maybe it's more often that than I'll give it credit for, but I'm always looking for the deeper things, so I always think it's like a little bit more complicated than what it appears to be. I think things deserve a deeper look sometimes than what other people are willing to give it. I'd love to be an actor. I want to treat myself like I'm an actor and a director and a screenplay writer, and I want to like author my life. I want to be the star of my own show. None of this is unusual for people on this planet. These are all like common feelings, especially with like us living in the age of entertainment. There's a lot of people that want to be the star of the show. I kind of love attention. I love affection and uh, care. I want to promote that stuff in reality. There's a lot of stuff that we deserve. I want to help people feel validated and loved and cared for and believed in. I want to help people feel heard and help people feel seen. I want other people to want the same things that I want to. There's so much that I crave from reality and from God. I crave independence and freedom. I don't believe I'm as independent or free as I should be or as I could be. I feel kind of restrained or bound or tied back or held back. I think I did it to myself, but I don't know how to get out of it other than like just try to work myself out of it. Like I remember that they're just feelings and they're not concrete like walls. They're just like ideas. They're more like invisible boundaries or rules or laws that I've created for myself. They're not like legitimate laws or legal boundaries I should be concerned about. I've created a lot of like boundaries for myself or invisible walls, closing myself off from society and from people, from having friends and relationships and stuff like that. 'Cause I have inferiority complex and like trust issues and intimacy issues and stuff like that. And I need to break away from that stuff. Because stuff doesn't belong to me. It belongs to God. And like some people have faith in that being themselves and them wanting to hold on to that. I don't want to hold on to those characteristics too much. I want to work hard on overcoming limiting beliefs and like uh, uh, personality traits and stuff like that that are limiting. The whole lot that I want from reality and that I want from God and I want from myself. I'm just not sure how to like get what I feel I deserve. I feel like I deserve more than what I've gotten. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for me to have those sorts of feelings. I've been known for being spoiled throughout my childhood. I don't want to be known as being spoiled anymore. I want to be more mature than that. I want to have faith in earning my uh, my way through reality. I want to be a multi-billionaire one percenter so badly, like Mark Zuckerberg or uh, what's his name, Joe Bezos or Jeff Bezos from Amazon. Jeff Bezos is kind of a scumbag, I've heard. I don't want to be a scumbag. I just want to be a multi-billionaire one percenter. I want to do like a whole bunch of cool philanthropic things with my money. I want to put a little bunch of research behind sustainable living. I'd like to put money behind creating like a like a housing project uh, to help the homeless. I don't know how like possible any of that is, but like that's what I hallucinate or imagine like with my money is working on like world problems like that. Just because like I'm sick of like people being sick on the streets, homeless and like lost. Some people probably like it, but like even so, I'd still like to have a place for them to go. I still know what to do about drugs and drug addiction and like people not willing to clean up after themselves and stuff like that. People have like all sorts of uh, emotional and mental instabilities or issues. Like I got a number of them myself. And it's like I just want to be helped. And I want to be able to help others. I want like that to be like a motto or an incantation or an affirmation. Do unto others as you wish to have faith, and do it unto yourself. Or whatever it is. The golden rule. Uh, I don't know. I really just want to be happy and like confident and healthy. And like I guess I am for the most part those basic things. But I seriously want to be like rich. I want to be hella wealthy. I don't feel fulfilled or satisfied yet with my reality, with my life, or with my earnings. I don't know really how to like strategy or tactic myself or position myself in reality for uh, to sort of like capture my dreams or realize or manifest my dreams into reality same way as I want to. I doubt that's uncommon. I imagine there's a lot of people my age or older and younger who feel lost and insecure and want to do something for themselves and their families and their friends and like their acquaintances or for the homeless or whatever. There's people who want to be able to help themselves and others. I wanted to catch on like a viral disease. I kind of wish I could join the Peace Corps or something, or create something kind of like the Peace Corps. I really, really want to create my own business, and I would like take care of my one to have faith and create my own religion and all that stuff because it's kind of like the same thing. Businesses having a cult following. I really, really want to be open up to uh, medium work and channeling, and the idea of conjuring spirits and things. I feel like there are like angels and spirit guides that guide us on Earth. I want to be open up to their guidance and their influence in reality towards my dreams and prayers and wishes and things, or towards my destiny or my fate, whatever it may be. Hopefully, there's some sort of like alignment between my dreams and fantasies and like uh, hopefully there's kind of like a prophecy of sorts or like shown to me as potentials of what may be could exist with a little kick in the butt on my side. There's a lot of accomplished Americans in the world, and I want to be an accomplished American. I really want to be successful. I'm just not sure how to go about doing it. I'm not sure in like what way I want to be successful. I'm really sort of indecisive in that way. Like I'm not sure what I want to do for a career or as a profession. All I know is I want to help people and be like consistent with that and good at what I do. I don't want to try to do something I'm not good at or that I don't have any strengths for. I'm hoping that God will give me the strength that I'm asking for to assist Him and His children in achievement or success on this earth. Like I would like to carry on a whole bunch of teachers' works, like Tony Robbins and stuff. I like to take what he has taught me and carry it forward like a torch. I feel like that's what good students do. Good students take what they learn, they help their families and friends and like help the world with it, you know what I mean? Anyway, I think that's it for me. Peace.